Hi there, my name is Bethany, and my son Jack, who's 13 years old, was diagnosed a few years ago with Selective IgA Deficiency. We're relatively new in this journey of understanding IgA deficiency. Jack was a year old when we started noticing that he was not healthy. He struggled with chronic diarrhea, and we tried all kinds of things like food elimination. We tried to give him Imodium, which only ever made everything worse over the years. Eventually we stumbled upon probiotics, and we were able to give him those, and it did help a little, but we never were able to get help to know what was causing it. We were at 4 different children's hospitals, from Singapore to St. Louis to Michigan and then Orlando. And it wasn't until my daughter started having some odd health issues, and in the process of getting answers for her, our doctor then asked if she could do an immune panel on Kate, my daughter, to see if there was anything else going on once they did find out what was wrong with her. And they asked if any of my other children, I have 3 kids, if any of them had any issues health-wise. And I said, yes, my son, her older brother, has been sick since he was about a year old. Actually, before that, with sinus infections and asthma, and then the diarrhea. And she said, do you mind if we run a panel on him too, just to see if there's anything that might turn up with that, and we can correlate the 2 kids together. So I said yes, and it came back that Jack makes no IgA in his body. So it wasn't even deficient, it was completely deficient. And she said, I think that's probably why he has the diarrhea and the frequent infections in his sinuses and ramped up asthma as a result of that. And so we finally had an answer at like 10 or 11 years old for him. It had been a very long time of us searching and searching. Unfortunately, we were told there was nothing they could do to help him. And that was heartbreaking, because by the time he was 11 years old, he had already gotten to some routines, I guess you could say, of just not being active. He didn't feel good. He didn't make friends easily, because he never was very outgoing and friendly, because he didn't feel good all the time. And he spent a lot of time in the bathroom. And so the probiotics, like I said, helped a little. And he was pretty stable for a while, and we just kind of maintained. But then this last year, he got 4 infections in a row right after Christmas. And we ended up having to treat him with an antibiotic, which we try to avoid because it usually just makes the diarrhea worse. But this time we didn't have an option because his asthma was being affected in a really bad way. So the treatment with the antibiotic really sent him into a spiral, and it highlighted to us that there was something else going on with maybe some motility for him. And it has been about 6 months of me having to push really hard with doctors to get some answers, being bounced from one children's hospital to another to try and get a second opinion. Doctors telling me, well, it's the IgA deficiency, there's just nothing we can do, I'm sorry. He's just going to have to learn to live with life as it is. And I was not content to say that my 13-year-old would have no life. But my encouragement to any parent out there who says something's wrong with my kid and this isn't normal, I would tell you, you're your child's best advocate. And you are the one who knows your child better than a doctor does. Yes, they know the science behind your child, they know the biology of our bodies, but they don't know your kid. And if you feel like something is wrong, push. Don't be afraid to be the squeaky wheel, because somebody someday will have the right oil to fix your squeaky wheel. And if nothing else, your child will know that they have one person in their corner who will fight for them.